Thank you, Brad, and I can take questions as well. Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, AJ. Obviously, your company's been on a hiring spree lately. Do you see a turnaround? Do you see the next few years as being real opportunities for students that want to get into the IT industry?
Yes, I do. I think the swing is coming back with the. We are benefactors, particularly in IT, I think, of the do more with less that has happened over the last 2 years, particularly, specifically in our software, but certainly other tech companies. You've got to be able to innovate. You've got to be able to grow your business and not grow as fast with people. And the good part about that is we're growing and we need more people, badly. And I think there is a tremendous opportunity for computer science majors, IT professionals to continue to advance their careers. And do that. So we're just we're pretty bullish on where the tech sector is going, not only locally but domestically and internationally, and we see a big uptick. Our business from 08 to 09 we grew like 9%, which sucked from my perspective, but apparently it was good because flat was the new good for that. So, but I don't accept that. But anyway, from 09 to 10 we grew 27%. So we're back on our clip again, and I think the energy and momentum is starting, and we're doing a lot of hiring. We've already, we brought fourth quarter of last year we brought 80 new people on. We've already hired 100 already this year, right now. So, and we're hopefully plans for another 100 plus. By the end of the year, and there's lots of opportunities, and once again I think it's making sure that new startup companies have funding and coaching to what type of people to bring in, and so they can continue to hire and grow in this region. Is there an add-on question? Okay.
Of your new hires, what percentage are coming from Northeast Ohio?
Almost all are coming from Northeast Ohio. Of those, we do have stop. No, we do hire. I mean, obviously, I said we have remote offices, so we are hiring. We've hired new people in Boston and in California as well, but and international offices. But almost all of the roles that we have are being hired here in Northeast Ohio. We recently had our HR department has been fantastic and creative about how to get the word out. I'm getting yelled at by other company leaders for taking their people, so I'm sorry. But they've been real creative. We had like a job fair night. We had 800 people. We oversold it and had 800 people for that, and just trying to get the message out. And one of the things too that I've helped coach younger companies on, is another aspect of creating a community that we can do this, is that you've got to sort of make everything a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've got to hire to get the people, to get the growth. Like we're a tech business. It's based on people. It's based on how to get more customers in. There's only so much one individual can sell or develop, and you've just got to move your business forward that way, and that's sort of been our mentality. So, and our investors are happy with that. So. Okay.
I can read it for you from Mike, and it actually relates to what you just said, and it's encouraging that you're hiring from NEO. But the question is, as students are coming into the workforce from Cleveland, how are they comparing to students from other areas of the U.S.? So you may have, addressed that in the sense that most of your hires are come from NEO.
Yeah, no, we're very pleased, and once again, we don't do a tremendous amount of recruiting outside of like a 100-mile college radius. Certainly Northeast Ohio is big for that. We do get, folks from Michigan. There's a couple schools in Pennsylvania we no longer recruit from, just because we got 3 bad crops in a row. So we stopped that, but it really is something that it's intriguing that we create a lot of great students. We have tremendous universities that we should be very proud of, as Lev mentioned earlier. It's great, and the interesting thing, it's a difficult thing to say because we have great people in our other offices and great people throughout the country, but there is a work ethic aspect to this region that's tough to duplicate. And people who just get it, they grew up with their the parents and grandparents, they get what it means to get up and get to work and take care of customers, and we've made our success with that type of mentality, and sometimes other regions are a little more aloof about those kind of things, and we've been able to secure great people here. What an intriguing trend for us people who've come from, that's why I said this is a farm team thing. Even those who stray and go to other teams want to come back. You know, when people go to California or to Boston or Raleigh or Dallas, Austin, whatever it might be, you know, they go as young, they want to get to better weather, but when it comes down to raising a family in a community where they want to be with the grandparents, around siblings, we're getting a lot of resumes from people who have left Cleveland and want to come back. And that's very, very helpful. We just hired a new vice president of sales who you know, was off, worked for Microsoft, worked for or SAP, you know, just, you know, high-powered, tremendous career, but she's from Rocky River. And, you know, when we were looking at candidates, all the other candidates, you know, we had some from, you know, the Carolinas, some from Texas and others. You know, their caveat was we want to be a VP of sales and stay in the town where we live. Well, that's not going to work for us at Hyland. But this is somebody who had Cleveland roots and came back to the region. So I think that's a huge part of success here. And people do love the city who are from here because we know the benefits of it, and that's going to be key. But for example, we're very pleased with the quality we're getting from colleges. I have another theory about what colleges should be teaching, but that's another time. Customer service.
I would just like to add a little something to Rich's question. It's red hot right now, and this is really directed to the kids listening and watching. We do a quarterly survey of tech companies, and most recently the completed survey was for the fourth quarter. At that point, 74% of companies had open positions. That's the highest we've ever seen in 5 years of doing the survey. 58% of the responding companies said they were going to add staff in the next 12 months, which, while not a high watermark, was still very, very strong. And something that AJ said that I think was really important, I appreciate the applause when he says we're hiring from Northeast Ohio, and that's great. But I think more importantly is you're starting to get some traction attracting people from outside the region. Whether or not they grew up here, that's what we really need to do in Northeast Ohio, is get people to come here regardless of their connection to Northeast Ohio. That's how we're going to grow the talent pool, is by showing the world, showing the country that hot stuff is happening here. There are great companies here, and there's a reason to move to Northeast Ohio, and there's plenty of IT opportunity. So Hyland's leading the way with that, but all the rest of us need to make that happen too. Thanks for letting me jump in. Any other questions?
Very poignant. I can look at the screen. How far behind am I? They say anything bad about me? I'm not a big chat guy. What do I mean by bad crop? I mean by people who come into the workforce thinking they should be in management within 9 months. You got to earn your keep before you move up in an organization. And there are some schools and some programs that we're definitely projecting to their students that they should go in and they should tell us how to do our business, and then they should be promoted. That didn't work well. Yeah.
I cannot let it go coming from a university. So what should we be teaching?
Oh, I did under my breath I said that I think one of the things, you know, I was in business school, not an MBA, but I went to 4 years undergrad business school, and it was interesting. In all of that time, we'd never talked about customer service. Isn't that funny? We talked about, you know, just-in-time inventory and meow 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 and all that kind of stuff. It was great, but no one ever said, your customers pay you money and you have an obligation to take care of them, and here's how you take care of them, and here's how you follow up, and here's how you do that things. I think kids need a whole host of customer service oriented training in college. The second thing, the thing I would say positive about the school that I went to is that every single course had an ethics component. And I think that needs to happen. We got to get back to honest businesses winning, and I think it's important for universities to lead the way and put students through very difficult ethical situations in the classroom environment. How would they handle them? Have group discussions on that, because when they get out in the world, they have to have some moral basis of you know, business is not, you know, you can't check your ethics at the door. You've got to make sure you're above the board with your shareholders, with your employees, with your customers, and I think that's very, very important. But the customer service to me is the big one, and we spend a lot of time at Hyland. We get a lot of talented people who are functionally ready to go, who have a great skill, great developers, great designers, but we spend a lot of time focusing on the messaging around customer service and how to, you know, you might be the greatest in the world, but if you're not following up and, you know, the balls are falling through cracks for customers, your startup won't last. Does that answer your question? I'm happy to do it too. I hope when I retire I want to become an adjunct professor if anyone wants to hire me and talk about customer service. I don't know if that'll work or not. But. Okay, thanks.
AJ, thank you very much.
Is that it? Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you.